Come to the top of your mat, and you can have your feet hip width apart to begin so that you have a nice, less stress on the lower back. I find having your feet right beneath your hips helps with more stability. So from this position, we're going to press down through your feet and then have your hands by your sides, smile wide through your chest, and then lengthen through the crown of your head. Nice deep inhale as you lengthen, and a nice deep exhale. You can start your Ujjayi breathing, so slight closure through the back of your throat to allow for that ocean wave sound. Oh, sorry about that. A little cough there in my throat. And then as you inhale, we're going to reach our arms up. Reach up nice and tall, and then we'll side bend. So you can either interlace your fingers, point your index fingers as you side bend towards the right, let your hips sway to the left. Take a nice deep inhale in this position, and then as you exhale, come back to center. Again, inhale to lengthen the spine, keep the shoulders away from the ears, and then as you exhale, side bend to the left, let your hips sway to the right. Pause here for an inhale. And then as you exhale, come back to center. We're going to do all directions. So going backwards, we're going to bring our arms behind the head. So just hugging around the ears or just behind the ears. You're going to press your head back into your arms. So focusing on the upper back here, doing a nice stretch. Feel like you're lifting your heart up towards the ceiling. Think about a candy cane form. So the low back stays in neutral, legs stay long, maybe the hips push forward a little bit, but we're focusing on the upper body, the upper back. And then as you exhale, release your arms, and we're gonna swan dive forward. So here you want to soften the knees, let your arms be heavy, head is heavy, and now let's sway side to side so that you feel a nice release in the lower back, creating some space, extension through the spine. And then take a nice deep inhale, come into flat back, looking forward, almost knocking my head on my table. And then as you exhale, both hands to the floor, we're gonna step back into a plank, move back a little bit. And feel free to lower down your knees so you can just take it easy into your Chaturanga. So elbows hugging the ribs. I like to look forward to keep the spine neutral, coming all the way to the floor. And you can do a king cobra or upward dog, whatever feels good for you. I'm doing a king cobra, so my knees stay down on the ground, shoulders back, chest is forward. Lift your chin just enough to look down your nose. And then as you exhale, bend the knees, push back into downward facing dog. So spread the fingers wide, curl the toes under. Eyes of the elbows are facing towards each other, and you're gazing towards your feet. Take a nice deep inhale, lengthening through your spine. So feel your tailbone is pushing to the back corner of the room. And then as you exhale, gently place your heels towards the floor to where you feel a nice calf stretch. One more big inhale, pulling in the lower belly. And then as you exhale, step forward or hop into a flat back. Exhale, taking a bow. Inhale to rise, reaching your arms up, looking up towards your fingers, maybe adding a gentle back bend here, lifting your heart up. And then as you exhale, hands to your heart center. Again, inhale, reaching. Exhale, bowing. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step or hop back into your plank. Maybe from the toes now, elbows hugging the ribs, maybe hovering the floor, and then upward facing dog. Knees are lifted if you like. Exhale, downward facing dog. So this time, let's place the big toes together so they're touching. Ground the right heel so it's stable as you lift your left leg up. Stretch it out, sort of like a downward dog split. Go as wide as you like. And then we're gonna hang the leg back, three-legged dog. So you're hanging the left leg behind you, looking underneath the left armpit. As you exhale, look forward. We're going to activate the core. Bring the left knee to the outside of your left elbow. Inhale, bring it back up. Exhale, cross it over to right elbow. Inhale, bring it back up. And then exhale, bring it forward to a lunge. So you can stay in a high lunge here. Back leg stays lifted. If you like, you can lower down that left knee, whatever feels good. So you want to feel a nice hip opening stretch. So open up the left knee just enough so that the inner corners of your foot are lifted off the ground and you feel a nice stretch here in the inner thigh. Feel free to stay here, or you can add a little stretch for the back leg. So opposite hand is coming back. My right hand's going underneath the shoulder. So my left hand reaching to the right foot, opening the back, opening the leg, and then go ahead, place your hands back down, curl the back toes, and downward facing dog. So I'm doing that split dog variation because it feels really good to stretch out the hips and then get ready for the other side. So split that dog, left foot is flat, right leg hangs back behind you, three-legged dog. So that nice opening through the right side. And then we're gonna come back into plank as you bring the right knee to the outside of the right elbow. Inhale back up. Exhale to opposite elbow. Inhale back up. And exhale to that lunge. And then feel free to stay here, high lunge, low lunge, or twist it back. Reach back to the opposite foot. Holding here for 1, 2, and 3. Release. Hands back to plank, curl the back toes. Again, you can split your dog if you like. Looking forward, Chaturanga. Building some heat. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. So now we're looking forward. We're gonna step or hop to the outsides of the hands. So I like to come to the toes. So you're crouching back like a tiger, and you're gonna hop forward, frog pose, or frog jump to a low squat. So building some heat here, yes? So elbows on the inside of the inner thighs, and if this feels like, no, my knees aren't happy here, you can always go a little higher so that your hips are higher than the knees. If you're okay here, stay here for 3, for 2, for 1, slowly release, come back up all the way, extending the legs. So you feel a nice stretch through the back of the legs. So now the legs are a little bit wider. You're gonna point the toes in, heels wide. So you're pigeon-toed and bow forward. So hopefully you feel a nice hamstring stretch here. You can hold the back of your legs. Inhale to lengthen the spine, pulling the back of the legs so you feel that nice hamstring stretch as your legs resist. Exhale, release, bow forward, gazing between the legs, lean towards the toes. Nice big inhale, nice big exhale. Slowly release, come up halfway, and then reposition your feet so that your toes are back to parallel. And then we're gonna turn to the left leg out. That's what I meant to say. So we're getting into Skandasana. So side lunge. So we're opening up through the left side, extending through the leg. Nice deep inhale. And then exhale, lift your hips. Skandasana, other side. So extending to the right side. I like to flex the toe here to really feel a nice stretch through the hamstring, inner thigh. Inhale, come back to center. And then we're gonna get into warrior 2. So open up the right toes, bend the knee, and helicopter the arms, warrior 2. So it feels really nice to get into warrior 2. Again, it's a nice hip opener. So external rotation through this right thigh, and then lift the right arm, look up to the inside of your elbow, and feel free to add a little shoulder stretch, reaching your left hand towards the right thigh. Inhale, lengthening a little bit more, and then exhale. We're going to come into warrior two, down to side angle pose. Parsvatanasana. So now the right shoulder is against the right knee, pressing against the knee so you feel that nice inner thigh stretch. Inhale to open, and then exhale, both hands to the floor, adding a twist. So back toes curl, and you're on your back knee, twisting. Look over your shoulder, left elbow over right thigh. Press your thumbs into the center of your chest. So feel free to do this version, or you want to build more heat, curl the back toes, lift that back leg. Make sure your front knee stays above the ankle here. Hold for 3, for 2, and 1. Release. I'm going to add a little balancing pose because it's so fun. Press forward, your hands in a triangle formation from the front foot. Lift that back leg. Stay here in like an airplane pose if you like. You can lift your hands, or I'm really working on my hips today, so I'm going to do same hand, same leg, and hold it back into a modified dancer's pose. Hold for 3, hold for 2, hold for 1. Release that back leg. Bring that foot back down. Place your hands into a plank position, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And switching sides. So left foot forward, warrior two, open up your arms. External rotation through that left thigh. Inhale, exalted. My right arm is reaching towards the left thigh. Left arm up and over. Exhale, side angle pose. So my left shoulder is pressing against my knee as my knee presses against my shoulder, opening up through the chest, looking to the inside of my elbow. Inhale, exhale, switching to that twist. So both hands to the floor, right knee grounds to the floor so you can twist. Look over the left shoulder. And then if you like, add that elbow over thigh, thumbs in the center of your chest. And if you like, curl the back toes, extend the back leg. Hold for 3, for 2, and 1. Both hands to the floor. Step back, Chaturanga, all the way to your tummy. So from here, we're going to now start our yin practice. So really good to stretch out the back today for long meetings. So you want to do reverse of what you would normally do. So we're always forward bending. So we're going to do a back bend. So seal pose. You're going to have your hands wider than the shoulders, a little bit further forward. Press into your palms, lift your chest. This one version of seal, the feet stay down. I find this is a little bit better for the lower back. So if you have any lower back issues, I suggest staying here. And you can even drop your head so that you feel your shoulder blades squeeze together, and it's a nice stretch for the back of the neck. This is my favorite version. If you want, you can add a more active version by lifting your head, bending your knees, pressing back, maybe touching your head to your toes. Not in the cards for me today. If you're able to, awesome. No worries if you can't. I'm going to go back to my favorite, lowering my head, extending my legs. So wherever you are in this position, you're going to hold for 5 deep breaths. So in this moment, you want to find your breath. Notice where your breath is in your body. Are you holding any unnecessary tension? Can you release it? Can you let it go? And if not, are there any feelings, emotions, blocking it from being released. This is your time to connect with yourself, connect with your body, your breath, and take notice of things you might not normally do in your busy day. And then we're going to slowly release with a nice deep inhale. And as you exhale, you're going to bend the elbows and begin to descend. So now in this position, we're going to add a little twist. So you're going to bring the right knee up towards the side. So my right knee is kind of like in a 90-degree angle, parallel to my belly button. And we're going to thread the needle. So you're going to press up halfway, left arm threads under. So now I'm on my left shoulder, left side of the head, grab onto the right thigh as you open up and look over your shoulder. I know it's kind of a fun way to get into a twist, but my favorite way. So now close your eyes. You're going to hold onto that thigh, try to keep that thigh down as much as possible, putting gentle pressure, and you're going to focus again on your breathing and focus on any tension that you're holding on to unnecessarily. Do any small adjustments. I just move my shoulder over more. Breathing deeply, closing your eyes. And then focusing on positive thoughts, thinking about anything you're grateful for, being grateful for yourself, for your body, for taking the time to do this for yourself, to help clear your mind so that you feel refreshed and rejuvenated for the rest of the day. One more deep breath. As you exhale, we're going to go back. So bring your hand back to the front of your mat. Unthread your hands, and we'll do the other side. So extending the right leg, left knee bends, goes to the side, about belly button high, about 90 degrees. Press up halfway, right arm threads under. So you're on the right shoulder, right side of the head. That right hand's going to hold onto my thigh. Open up the shoulder, look in the opposite direction from your knee, and do any small adjustments to help with that twist, and then close your eyes. Gently holding onto that leg so it doesn't come completely over, and you want to feel that twist in your lower back, maybe your glutes, maybe the shoulders, the chest, whatever feels good for you, and just take notice. And again, take this time to find positivity in this moment. Release any negativity and just be grateful. Take one more deep cleansing breath in this moment. And then as you exhale, we're going to slowly release, unthread the needle. So bringing my hand back to the top of my mat, unthreading, extend the back leg. I'm going to push back into child's pose. So I'll give you an option. You can do narrow knees. Narrow knees is more of a stretch for your back. And then you can fall onto your forehead, hold onto your feet. I find this is very calming. By closing the energy circuit and having your palms holding onto the soles of your feet has a very calming effect. So you can do that. Or if you like, you can work on the hips more by widening the knees and then falling forward more on towards your chest. So do what feels good for you today. My preference today, my body's telling me, let's work on those hips. So I'm going to stay in this position, do what feels good. Again, closing your eyes and focusing on your breathing, making each breath slow, controlled, longer and deeper. One deep inhale, one deep exhale. Slowly begin to unwind, coming back up. Bring your knees back together. And from that forward bend, it's really nice to do one more back bend. Again, if you're doing a long meeting today, Good to do another back bend. So I'm gonna do fish pose. So come onto your back side. Careful if there's anything behind you. Before we get into fish pose, just gonna do some rolling on the sacrum. So holding either the back of the knees or your kneecaps. Feels really good to massage the lower back and try to get your legs loose and heavy. So if you need to like shake things out, move your knees independently to help let them relax. And then the weight of your legs is like giving yourself a nice lower back massage. So play around, do circles in the same direction, different direction, or again, moving your knees independently to give yourself a nice lower back massage before we get into a fish pose. So fish pose, what you want to do is have your hands right by your sides. I even bring my thumbs and index fingers almost underneath my butt, extending the legs, bending the elbows right into your mat to lift your chin and lift your chest. So I'll do that one more time so that you can see if you need a visual. So dig your elbows into the ground and reach forward towards your toes as much as possible. This also helps. Dig your elbows in, lift your chin, look back behind you, and feel like your chest is being pulled forward by pressing your elbows into the ground. And from here, you should feel a nice stretch through the abdomen, your chest is opening, and we're also massaging the throat, the thyroid. Should feel really good for opening the chest. And then if you like, you can add a more active version by placing the palms in front of you and then lifting your legs to work the lower abs. So wherever you are, holding for 3, 2, 1, and go down in reverse. So lower the legs, lower the arms, lift, feel your chest go down, your head goes down. And to reverse that, we're gonna lift the head by just holding the back of your head with your hands, looking down towards your toes. Nice neck stretch to counter the effects of looking back. And then when you're ready, we're gonna go into Shabasana. So lying on your back, have your legs about hip width apart, or bend your knees if you, again, want to lengthen the lower back, release any unnecessary tension there, or butterfly pose with your knees wide, feet together. And then wherever you are, you're going to tuck the tips of your shoulder blades underneath you, just enough so that you feel nice and open in your chest. Tuck your chin just enough so you feel a nice lengthening through the back of the neck, opening the airways, and arms by your sides. Closing your eyes now and no longer focusing on anything on your body. Just let your mind be free, let your breath be free. Now that you've moved, hopefully we've moved the prana, the energy in your body, so that it's balanced and you feel refreshed. And hopefully you have more energy and you feel more balanced to tackle the rest of your day. So in this moment now, relaxing your jaw, relax the back of your throat, relax your face, relax your scalp. So feel the back of your head, it's getting heavier. Allow your arms to get heavier. Allow the back of your legs to get heavy. And allow your entire body to be completely relaxed from head to toe. One more deep cleansing breath. And then when you're ready, you can extend your arms and legs away from your body. Let out a big exhale. Roll over to one side. Hands at your heart. Thank you so much for joining me today. Hope you have strength in your body, peace in your mind, joy in your heart. Namaste.